My name is Vittoria Curilli and I am a 52-year-old interior designer, and I come from Melbourne, Australia, and I have a small studio there called Marley Hemisphere. Yes, always. When I was a little girl, I used to go to work with my dad, who was a builder, and we would go out on site and I would find pieces of wood and plaster and things, and I would build little sculptures to take home to my mum. And I learnt to sew when I was 14, and I used to draft my own patterns and make my own clothes. So I was always creating things. I loved all things that were creative, so as long as I was doing that, I was happy. My favourite design style would have to be mid-century, but I also love Art Deco, Neoclassicism, and fairly contemporary sort of modern design. I try and combine functionality with appeal, because ultimately I want to be able to achieve both for a client. And if you can do that, then that's a great outcome. When I'm trying to establish a client's requirements, I will ask them a few things. I will ask them if we are going to be using existing furniture that they have, if we're going to be sourcing furniture locally, or if they're interested in sourcing furniture overseas, ultimately what their budget will be, and how they may use the space that they live within, so that I can meet that requirement. I think it's really important that a room is not just visually pleasing but practical. Having said that, if it's a room that a client isn't going to be using frequently, then a visually pleasing room is fine. But if I discover in conversation that a client's needs are to be practical and visually pleasing, then it's about making sure that we can achieve that with the right type of furniture and the right type of fittings within a room. That way the client is able to enjoy the space in the way that they should, rather than have a space that they can't use. When a client rejects all of your design concepts, which can happen from time to time, one of the most important things I realise is that perhaps the client hasn't selected the correct designer. It's very important when a client is looking for an interior designer to fit their space, that they speak with the designer and get a sense of a relationship they can establish. It's a very intimate one. I'm going into someone's home, I'm fitting out their place, and so it's very important that there is an understanding and an appreciation of the work that I might do for that client. If they're not happy with the concepts, then I haven't done my job well, and they are going to feel unhappy. So if I see that that might be happening, then I will consult with the client to suggest that possibly they find someone they may be better suited to. It's a really important thing to establish at the very beginning of a project. I keep myself up to date with current design styles by trying to go to trade fairs like Salone, which is an incredible event. It's held yearly, but I try and go every second year so that I can keep abreast with what's happening. I read publications, I follow interior designers online, so in that way I'm able to keep abreast with what's happening. And I draw inspiration from architecture, from following the arts, from travel, from fashion, from everyday things that I might do as well. Why Salbini? Because there are lots of players on the market, but to have the possibility to be able to use a company like Salbini means that I'm dealing directly with an agent out of Italy. One of the benefits are also that a client can purchase several types of products, whether they be white goods, whether they be furniture, whether they be high-end luxury goods, all through the one agent, then sent straight to Australia. If there's an issue logistically, things are sorted out a lot more directly, things are done a lot quicker. There's an opportunity to speak with someone on the phone straight out of Italy if there's an issue or a drama. If something comes to Australia and there've been problems, it can be sorted out fairly quickly. So that's some of the benefits of all of that. Another reason would also be that it's just keeping items together so that you're able to track them, and things come across a little quicker. And as I said, if there's an issue, then it's dealt with very quickly, and we speak directly with the supplier over there and find out what's going on. Our lead times tend to be a little shorter, and there's a cost saving in doing that. And also, as I mentioned before, just the breadth of product that is available is by far advantageous.